that 15-year-old boy called the Harris County Sheriff's Office saying that his 9-year-old brother had been dead for a year now, living in the room next to his. This is the apartment complex where it all happened.
3 boys, 15, 10, and 7 years old. They were abandoned and just living in deplorable conditions.
Imagine living in a home with the body of your own unalived child for days while the world goes on. This is the chilling story of Gloria Williams, her boyfriend Brian Coulter, and the tragic unalive of her 8-year-old son, Kendrick Lee. The story that unfolded shocked the public. What happened in the days leading up to his unalive? And what role did his own mother play? Gloria, a 38-year-old mother at the time, had 4 children. From what I have found, she went to Chavez High and graduated in 2006. At the time, Gloria had a 7, 8, 10, and a 15-year-old. She met Brian Coulter and they started dating in 2020. Coulter, who was 34 at the time, beat one of Gloria's children. He beat him so bad that he was unalive. They all lived with the body for some time until they both decided to move out, but they would leave without the children. They never reported that the son was unalive or called the ambulance. They just left the 3 children all alone in the apartment with the corpse of their unalive brother. From November 2020 to March 2021, Gloria Williams lived with her children and the decomposing body of her son. After March 2021, they both decided to leave. They would go back every few weeks to bring food. Gloria was still receiving $2,000 a month for 3 children who were disabled, including her unalive son. For over a year, her children were forced to live alone in a bug-infested Harris County apartment with the decomposing remains of their sibling. In 2021, the eldest sibling, age 15 at the time, called 911 to report his brother's unalive. The deputies who responded initially thought it was a prank until they discovered the remains in the apartment. The apartment also had soiled carpets and was infested with flies and roaches. The children were also malnourished and hungry. One Harris County sheriff said, "For many agency veterans, it was the most disturbing scene they worked in their entire law enforcement career. It seemed too horrific to be real." Authorities said Coulter, who was Gloria's boyfriend, beat the younger children and had beaten the 8-year-old Kendrick Lee around Thanksgiving in 2020. On November 23, 2020, Brian Coulter was arrested in Lullin, Texas for unlawful possession of a weapon. 2 days later, on October 26, 2021, after the police found the child's remains, they arrested Brian Coulter and Gloria Williams. The children testified that they witnessed the assault and were all in the room when their 8-year-old brother was unalive. His body was left in the room with the other siblings. One sibling explained that Brian, the boyfriend, had beaten the 8-year-old boy because of a water incident. Brian became angry when Kendrick drank too much water. The 3 surviving boys described what it was like living with their mother's abusive boyfriend. They all claimed he would kick them, hit them, and push them. One of the siblings said he used a Spider-Man toy to beat his brother, and when he stopped moving, Brian said, "Put the blue blanket on top of him." The brother described how they were often locked in a bedroom in the apartment. The persecutor showed photos of the bedroom door with an exterior deadbolt lock, replacing the knob. The children also told the judge that when they weren't allowed to leave the bedroom, they were forced to go to the bathroom in the bedroom. Deputies found Kendrick Lee's body was just a skeleton when the Harris County Sheriff's Office found it under a blue blanket on October 24, 2021. The eldest brother called 911 and said, "My brother is unalive. He has been unalive for a while. It's just me and my two other brothers here." The call was played in court. The eldest child was the only one to testify in the same room as Brian Coulter in trial. The younger sibling testified via video. Text messages were revealed between the two of them. Gloria texted Brian that Kendrick had feces on him and wasn't moving. She went on to say that her son looked unalive. Brian also texted Gloria and said it was in God's hand and not to worry. Following her arrest, Gloria gave up her parental rights to her children. The two younger siblings has been adopted and the eldest has been placed with a foster family. Brian Coulter pleaded not guilty in April for beating the child to unalive. He was found guilty of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole. Gloria was sentenced to 50 years in prison as part of her plea deal for her role in the tragic unalive of her son. The judge was thankful that the children didn't have to go through another horrific deal with court. The judge told Brian, "Sir, those children have haunted me this last week. I hope, sir, when you're in prison, those same boys that have haunted my mind haunts yours." This case is more than just a tragic incident. It's a reflection of deep issues within the family dynamic and the complexities of abuse. It raises important questions about how we protect our children and the heartbreaking consequences when those responsible for their care fails them. Let me know your thoughts below. Here are what some Reddit users are saying. "I'm left speechless. To begin with, they left the body in there on purpose to scare the kids into thinking that could be them. Was it specified if the mom and boyfriend were in the same city? Or did they skip town and found another apartment somewhere else? God bless the neighbors and the kids though." Another user said, "These sick people got so lucky with COVID. It disrupted everything and probably played a big role in their going under the radar so long. As for the parents, I can't even speak on how disgusted I am. I really hope that these children get the proper attention and care in the foster system. They've been through so much already. Poor babies." Here's the last one. "You know, I've always found child abuse disturbing, but now that I'm a parent, I just can't imagine doing something so cruel and callous to someone so little and dependent on you for love and support and guidance." I would love to read what you guys have to say, or comment another story you would like to see. As always, this is Mona Reads.